Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Good evening, friends. Today is our third day in our retreat, isn't it? Okay. Luckily, we don't have 3 more days. We have 1 more days. So, otherwise, I can count some empty seats now. Otherwise, this hall might be empty. I might be the only person who is there. That much result we accumulated with this study. But anyway, now I am going to talk about Abhaya Kumara Sutta. In this modern society, there are so many benefits that we can learn through this sutta. So, this sutta basically delivered by the Buddha having conversation with one of prince named Abhaya. Abhaya is a famous king's son. He was not a Buddhist follower. He was a Nigantanathaputta's follower. Nigantanathaputta is one of famous, as well as they consider he is also as a Buddha. In their followers, you might heard nowadays they use the word Jain. Nigantanathaputta is the founder of Jainism. So, Nigantanathaputta has some similarity with the Buddha's teaching. But main arguments that Buddha and Nigantanathaputta had was, Nigantanathaputta always emphasized the body is the most powerful. The Buddha said the mind is the most powerful, not the body. This is the main argument that they had. And the Buddha said, Nigantanathaputta also one of extreme. He is also representing another end. So, somehow, the Nigantanathaputta was a famous teacher in India during the Buddha's time. There were another 662 teachers in India during that time. Among them, these 6 people are very powerful. Very powerful. They had big followers. Among them, Nigantanathaputta was the greatest one, or something like we can say. He's one of very famous during those days, even today. Other followers dispensation is not existing today, but Jaina Mahavira is the name of the Jain leader, still existing even in India. Somehow, the story, his follower, Prince Abhaya, one of his follower, Nigantanatha Buddha wanted to use Prince Abhaya to do something against the Buddha. Particularly, he wanted to defeat Buddha, asking question. If Buddha was not able to answer that question, then he can defeat it. That was the idea Nigantanatha Buddha had. Keeping that idea in his mind, he tried to use Prince Abhaya. One day, Prince Abhaya came to see the Buddha. Not Buddha, came to see his teacher Nigantanatha Buddha. And then Nigantanatha Buddha asked from Prince Abhaya, come Prince, refute the ascetic Gautama doctrine. Then you will get a good reputation. Prince Abhaya refuted the doctrine of the ascetic Gautama, so mighty and powerful. You can spread your good name around the country if you are able to defeat the Buddha, because Sakyamuni Buddha was very powerful even that time, because he was the one and only person who was against all the religious traditions those days in India. Therefore, he was very powerful, and particularly among the young, he was very famous. So, that's why Nigantanatha Buddha wanted to refute ascetic Gautama, asking a question. Then he asked his one of disciple, Prince Abhaya, to go to see the Buddha and ask question. What was the question? That question is very interesting question. The question that he taught to us from Buddha. Question is very simple thing. Before talk about that question, I would like to give the background story of that question. You might heard one of disciple named Devadatta. Actually, Devadatta was a cousin of the Buddha, Prince Siddhartha. They both in same age. They were together even in their lay life. Somehow, when Buddha attained enlightenment and established the dispensation, Devadatta also wanted to enter the order. He became a monk. At the beginning, he practiced Dhamma, following the guidance of the Buddha. He was able to attain some jhana. He misunderstood himself. Gaining the jhana, he thought himself, he is now attained enlightenment. He is the Buddha now. He thought himself. So, he wanted to kill the Buddha and get that Buddhahood. That was the thoughts that he had. Somehow, he was able to do some miracles using his jhanic power. So, doing that kind of miracles, he was able to accumulate his disciples, his followers. Now he had a lot of followers. So, he always go against the Buddha. He did not listen to Buddha, he did not follow the Buddha. He started his own tradition. And then he divided the dispensations of the Buddha into two groups. One day there was a group of monks who came to see the Buddha to talk about this situation, what Devadatta is doing. Then Buddha said, nothing to do with that. He accumulating unwholesome karma because his mind is polluted. He don't know about that, but I can't do nothing for that because he himself polluted. As a result of that pollution, definitely is going to go the hell. No one can avoid it. There's no escape because he did very bad things to the Buddha. Once, not once, few times he tried to kill the Buddha. Using few technique, he was trying to kill the Buddha. That was very dangerous and powerful, unwholesome karma. That's why the Buddha said, definitely he will go to the hell. That was the story. Using that incident, Nigantanataputta asked his follower Prince Abhaya, go and ask from the Buddha whether the Buddha used these kind of words. What are the Venerable Sir, might the realized one utter speech that is disliked by others? Go and ask from Siddhartha Gautama the Buddha whether you use or not some the words that someone don't like to listen to that words. Then Nigantanataputta said his followers Prince Abhaya to his follower Prince Abhaya, there should be two answers. One is yes, other one is no. If he say yes, then you can question him, what is your realization? If you are hurting others using some unwholesome sentences, what is your realization? What is your Buddhahood? What is your compassion? You don't have compassion. That's why you are hurting using these kind of sentences. Somehow, if the Buddha said, no, you are a liar, the prince can say, you are a liar. How? Why not? You use this sentence to Venerable Devadatta. Even though he might be a bad person, but you are the compassionate one. Then how you can use that kind of sentence for that person? Cruel, bad, unwholesome person, even though it does not matter, you're not supposed to use that. Then this is the argument that you can make with the Buddha. These are the teachings given by Nigantanataputta, Jain leader, to Prince Abhaya. Taking all this information, then Prince Abhaya also was very happy. Oh yeah, I can argue with the Buddha. Let's see. Tomorrow, definitely I will go to see the Buddha and I will fight with Buddha. I can defeat Buddha. So, at that day, he went to see the Buddha and then seeing the Buddha and worshipping Buddha, then he decided, no. Today is not good day to ask question. What I should do? Better to invite Buddha and the Mahasangha to my house to offer dana tomorrow lunch. Then he invited Buddha and the Mahasangha to come to his house for lunch. He was planning, okay, first I will treat him, then I will start ask question, and then definitely I can defeat him. He was planning, invited Buddha and the monks to come to his place for lunch. Then Buddha accepted the invitation. There wasn't any matter to Buddha. He accepted, and then After the lunch, Prince came to the Buddha, sat next to the Buddha, and having some discussions with them. Then he started to ask question. The first question that he answered, same as following the guidance Nigantanatha Buddha, Venerable Sir, do you use some kind of dislike sentence? And then the Buddha said directly, there is no one-side answer to this, Prince. No one-side answer. What is the answer that he was willing to get? Yes or no? Then Buddha said, there is no one-side answer. If you ask him this kind of question, I can't give just one-side answer for this. Because there are so many things that we have to consider. To say some kind of sentence, some kind of words to someone. This was the answer. Just having this answer from the Buddha, Prince Abhaya, without his intention, he had to use the word, oh, Nigantanatha Buddha lost. The word came out from his mouth. Then the Buddha asked, what is the connection with Nigantanatha Buddha? You asked a question, but now you said, Nigantanatha Buddha lost. What does it mean? Then he explained, Venerable Sir, this is the situation, what happened was there. He sent me to you, ask this question. He was telling me this answer would be like this, but you gave me completely different answer. That's why I said he lost. Then the Buddha said, Buddha explained to him, even though you are a compassionate person, sometimes there might be some beneficial using some kind of dislike sentence. As you know, living in lay life as a household person, living with others, sometimes you have to tell truth. Telling truth, yes, some people might not like to accept that truth. It might be hurting for them, but that is the truth. Telling that truth is necessary. For example, like this, think you are going to see your doctor annually, check up your body. Then he suggested to do this blood work and that kind of scan and x-ray. All these reports finally supposed to go to the doctor. Analyzing all these reports, the doctor has to tell you, oh, you have a cancer. Is it harmful to someone? You don't like to hear that kind of results, but if that is the result, if that is the truth, then honestly that doctor has to say it to you as a patient. That is his duty, that is his responsibility, that is his obligation. In same way, then you can't say, oh, that doctor is not compassionate one, he's kind of rude, that's why he told me I have a cancer. No, he has to give some guidance for you for the treatment. Therefore, he has to tell the truth. He can't hide that truth. In same way, even the Buddha sometimes had to use some kind of sentence telling the truth, benefits for them, benefits for others. not any benefit. There are nothing to gain for Buddha, but he has compassion in his mind. Because of that compassion, he has to tell the truth. You're not supposed to hide it. So this is very important thing. Even yesterday, also someone was asking about the question, how we practice metta. If someone not practice metta, others are not practicing metta, they are living in their life with unwholesome thoughts and unwholesome activities, how we can practice metta for them? In here, we can see the answer. Compassion means, or loving friendliness means, without doing nothing for them, just sitting in one side is not the compassion, not the loving friendliness. You have to have the action at the right time. This is the very important. At the right time. We have to have the action at the right time. But regarding Devadatta's story, the Buddha was not able to help him to escape from the hell. The Buddha was not able to do that because it is beyond the Buddha. Beyond the Buddha means the universal law is the most powerful thing. No one can change it. So if there is something, even the Buddha can't change it. The Buddha said, I am just a teacher. I am not here to help you to get rid of this suffering. I can teach you how you can apply this method and get rid of the suffering. I am just a teacher. You have to follow the guidance, you have to apply the method. I don't have superpower. In modern way, I am not a superman. That is the word that Buddha used there. You have to apply, you have to follow the guidance, you have to see the results yourself, applying methods. That is the compassion that Buddha had. In same way, when we are living in the society, yes, there are some people who are ready to listen to us. So we have to tell them the truth with compassionate mind, loving friendliness thoughts, because they are open. Who are not ready to listen to us, how many times we tried, how many ways we tried, it does not matter, useless. So, as a compassionate person, we don't want to waste your time to use your time for unnecessary, unbeneficial things. Unnecessary, unbeneficial things. So, somehow there is very important discussions having with the prince. The Buddha was there in his house, Prince Abhaya's house. Prince Abhaya was with his little son. So, the Buddha used that opportunity, maintain wonderful discussions with that young prince. If this young boy, it means Buddha pointing out his son, through your own negligence or that of the nurse, were to take a stick or piece of gravel into its mouth, what would you do? Very simple question Buddha asking to explain the situation. As a mother, as a father, you know this situation. How would be the situation here now? What you going to do? You know that very, very directly. It's very clear for everybody. Then he answered to the Buddha, I would take it out, Lord. If I couldn't get it out right away, then holding its head in my left hand and crooking a finger of my right, I would take it out. Even if it meant drawing blood. Why is that? Because I have sympathy for the young boy. This was the answer. Yes, that is true. Every mother and father love their children. So, there is some kind of incidents like this, even though hurting for them, they're ready to take out that important matter. They wanted to protect. Why? Because they loved, they have compassion, they have the word sympathy. That's why they wanted to do, even though it's hurting to them. Our doctors also do same thing for us. If you are sick, sometime you have to get shots. Taking shots is a happy thing. No one can say. Sometimes it don't feel much, but it is not a happy thing. No one like to take that kind of feeling. But you have to do it. That's why they are asking, please do it. Surgeries, cut in here and there, who likes? No one likes. But they do it for us to survive, to develop, to increase our health, to get rid of difficulties and some kind of barriers that you have for your health. Why? Sympathy is there. Therefore, now in this conversation, the Buddha is explaining how we use compassion, how we use loving friendliness thoughts. In this case of words that the Tathagata knows to be unfactual, untrue, unbeneficial, or not connected with the goal, then Buddha don't use that kind of words. This is very important things that you have to keep in your mind. Unbeneficial. Unbeneficial. This word is very important. Why? Not connected with the goal. When we are having a conversation, there should be a goal. Why we are maintaining this kind of conversation? What is the purpose of this conversation? We have to have that goal. So, thinking of that goal, better to use your words. This is very important. We always have conversation with our parents, with our friends, family members. So the conversation should be goal oriented. Always we have to focus on the goal. In the case of words that the Tathagata knows to be factual, true, unbeneficial, undearance, disagreeable to others, he does not say them. The Buddha not using even though it is truth. It is true. The Buddha knew that, but unbeneficial, useless. Then Buddha don't want to use it. How much you are compassion, it does not matter, even though it is true. You don't want to use the truth all the time. The truth all the time, because unbeneficial. One day when I was having a Dhamma discussion, one person was asking me a question, Bhante, it is very difficult to stay without telling lie. For example, you're going to bank to get some money. from the bank. There was a stranger. On the way to bank, he was asking, where are you going? Oh, I can say, going to bank. For what? Then directly, if you are not compassion, you can say, none of your business. But in gentle way, we are not ready to say like that, but just think about if someone you knows, then, oh, I'm going to bank. But if he is asking why you are going to bank, then you are compassionate one, then can you tell the truth? I'm going to bank to take some money. Do you want to tell that? No, unbeneficial. Even though it is the truth, you don't want to share that truth with that person because there is nothing benefit for him to getting answer for that question. You don't want to tell him. Then what you can do that time to avoid lie? You don't want to lie either. That is not the way how you practice. Then you can escape that situation using different techniques. You can escape that. You don't want to answer directly for that. It does not mean you are not compassionate. It does not mean you are not loving friendliness. You are not a very kind person. No one can say that. So why? It is unbeneficial, goal-oriented. We have to have the discussions goal-oriented. We have to have the goal. So we don't want to share these kind of things, even though it is the truth. We don't want to share it. The Buddha said to the prince, I don't want to share that kind of things with others because it is not a meaning. In the case of words that the Tathagata knows to be unfactual, untrue, unbeneficial, but tender and agreeable to others, he does not say them. If it is not agreeable, unbeneficial, then he don't want to share that ones with others. In the case of words that the Tathagata knows to be, Tathagata means the Buddha. Tathagata knows to be factual, true, unbeneficial, but endearing and agreeable to others, he does not say them too. It is also not beneficial, so then you don't want to share that also. In the case of words that the Tathagata knows to be factual, true, beneficial, and endearing, agreeable to others, he has sense of the proper time for saying them. Now you can see this is compassion. This is compassion. Whether they agree or not, it does not matter. Whether it is dear to them or not, it does not matter. Beneficial. That is the most important thing. Beneficial. And sense of the proper time for saying them. And the Buddha knew, oh, this is the proper time to tell this. Use this sentence because it is beneficial. Tathagata has compassion for living beings. That is the compassion. That is the compassion. Someone come to you with a question already planned, and then right after that discussion, there was very important discussions, another discussions with Prince Abhaya. That is also very wonderful. Someone come to you with a question. This is the second question that he asked from the Buddha. Do you think beforehand that if they ask you like this, you will answer like that, or does the answer just appear to you on the spot? He was very happy having that answered by the Buddha. Then enjoying that happiness, he wanted to ask another question from the Buddha. That question was, Bhante, or Venerable Sir, do you plan? Do you plan yourself? If someone come in with the plan to ask question, then to answer that person, do you plan in at that time, or you have some kind of previous plan? Or if someone coming with this question, I will give this kind of answer, something like that. Then there was a wonderful discussions with that, because Prince Abhaya was planning before come to see the Buddha, what kind of questions he going to ask and how would be the answer. According to this answer, he was planning to do such a things, but he was not able to maintain that discussions with Buddha, because the Buddha's answers was completely different. The answers that they accepted is different answers. So, having that experience, then he asked this question again from the Buddha. How do you answer the question? Then the Buddha knew he was a kind of person who knows very well about chariot. I'll ask you about this in return and you can answer as you like. What do you think, Prince? Are you skilled various parts of chariot? The vehicle that they use? Yes, sir. What do you think, Prince? When they come to you and ask, what is the name of this chariot part? Do you think beforehand that if they ask you like this, you will answer like that, or does the answer appear to you on the spot? Very simple. If you are specialized, you have much more experience for something. If someone asks some question regarding your specialized area, do you want to plan it to answer? No. When you getting ready to answer that question, the person know what you're going to ask. That much experience you have about that. In same way, the prince also told to Buddha, yes, I know very well. So, therefore, if someone asking me something, sir, I am well known as a charioteer, skilled in chariot's parts. All the parts are well known to me. I know very well. I am specialized. The answer just appeared to me on the spot. So, I don't want to think about that answer. When someone asks about question regarding any of parts of chariot, I can answer very quickly. It's come on the spot to my mind. I have to just share. Then the Buddha also said, same thing. In the same way, when clever aristocrats, Brahmins, householders, or ascetics come to see me with the question already planned, the answer just appeared to me on the spot. Why is that? Because the realized one has clearly comprehended the principles of the teachings, so that the answer just appeared to him on the spot. Then Buddha said, I am Tathagata. And Samma Sambuddha realized everything. The Buddha has few qualities. Arahant eliminated all the defilements. Nothing remained in his mind, any defilements. And he is worthy to offer things. Therefore, he is Arahant. Samma Sambuddha, he realized the truth. Everything he realized in the world. Whatever the subject that have everything, he realized. That is the meaning of Sabbanyu, the Pali word. Sabbanyu. He realized everything. It is very wonderful explanation is there. One day, There was a person who met the Buddha, asked a question, Venerable Sir, what do you think about this world? The world. Then Buddha said, Imasmin Bhyamat in Pali, Imasmin Bhyamate Kalebare Lokancha, Loka Samudyancha, Loka Nirodhancha, Loka Nirodhagami Patipadancha Panyapemi. Using this length of body, I would like to say about the world, the origin of the world, cessation of the world, the way how cessate the world. The Buddha said, the world is not something outside. Use your body to understand the world. Because his knowledge in another quality explain it, something in his hand, he can say more thing about the things that he has in hand. Everything he can say about the things that he's in his hand. In same way, the Buddha's realization means he realized all the subjects that we have categorized few subjects. All the subjects like things that he has in his hand. He realized everything. He know the color of that. He knew the color. He knew the taste. He knew the shape. He knew the qualities. So he can say anything about that things that he has, what he has in his hand. That is one of quality that Buddha has. So about the samsara, birth and death circle, Buddha knew everything. Therefore, if someone wanted to ask question about the samsara or the life, Buddha was the most wise person and also experienced person to answer those questions. He don't want to wait until to find out what is the best answer. He don't want to wait. On the spot, when someone ready to ask question, on the spot the answer is appear in his mind. That is the experience that he developed. That is the nature of the Buddhahood. That is the nature of the Buddhahood. Then you might think, oh, we may not able to come to that level. Why not? Why not? The Buddha is a human being. He did not came from another realm. He did not declare he had different kind of super support from unseen being. He did not declare that. What he said, the Buddha said himself, born in a family in human world, he was able to see the reality. In his life story, there are 4 significant things that he explained, which we call Sattara Peranimiti. 4 significant things were there. There is a story, but the story is not the truth. Story made up by literatures. But anyway, that story also very interesting that we can use to learn something. When Prince Siddhartha was living in a lay life, he was having a trip with his driver, Channa, to the park. On the way to park, he had met an old person. Seeing an old person, he was questioning, friend, who is that? Then the driver replied, he's an old man. And then he made a question, oh, do we all becoming like that? Why not? Yes. Then aging. That is the question that, oh, everybody going to be like this kind of old person? He had a question there. Second day, when he was having the trip to the park, he had another things appeared. Dead body. No, sick person. Sick person. Seen that sick person, he questioned again to the driver, who is that? Oh, he's a sick person. He's a sick person. Oh, sick. One day, what do you think? You and me or my father going to be sick? Why not? Yes, that would be. He had second question. Then third day, when he was with his driver, again they met a dead body. Seeing that dead body, he was questioning the driver, what is that? A dead body. Someone had died. Do I die? Why not? Yes. How about my father? Yes. How about you? Yes. We all are going to die. That was, you all are going to die. Having this question in his mind, he was coming back to his palace. Following day also, he wanted to go to the park. He was with the driver on the way to park. They met a ascetic. Seeing the ascetic, he made another question, who is there? A monk or ascetic, a mendicant. Oh, what they are doing? They are searching the truth. What they are doing, they are searching. They are finding the liberation. That's why they became ascetic. Then he had different thoughts and ideas, went back to the house, his palace, and living there in a little while. Later on, he decided, no, now it is time to go to renounce the world, renounce this lay life, to become ascetic, to find the truth. This is story made by in the literature. But reality is, by living, we can experience all these things. Don't you think? No one can experience aging? Yeah, we all can. We all can experience. Just touching our hairs, we can see the difference. Huh? Not me. Everybody. Looking at the mirror, you can see your difference. Your age, what is happening to your body, you can see. When I was a young person, I did not wear glasses. Now I am wearing glasses. No? Very soon I might get a cane too. Who knows that? Yeah. Sometimes perhaps wheelchair, walker. It will join with us. Those things are for us. Compassionate people already made benefits for us. Aging, sick, who are here, who did not use any Tylenol in this life. Is someone here? No one is here who did not use Tylenol in your life. What is the nature? Sick. Sickness is with us all the time. We don't know when, how it's come to us, but we all are experiencing. And death, have you seen dead body? Even we are dying each and every moment. We don't recognize it. Now you can divide our body, physical form, the body and the mind. When these two things get together, then you can see a living person. In Dhammapada, there's a stance, Achirang Vatayang Kayo, Pataving Adisesati, Chuddho Apeta Vinyano, Nirattanga Kalingaran, that's the Pali word. Don't try to keep in your mind these Pali stanzas. Keep in English translation. Achirang Vatayang Kayo in a short length of time, this body become a useless log. Why? When the mind departed from this physical form. Now you can understand how long this relationship maintain, mind and body relationship maintain, that long you can live. But we don't know when, how this relationship will break up. We don't know. When they get divorced, we don't know. That would be the last for this life. So, this much uncertain our life, but the death is certain. We are experiencing each and every moment kind of death, but we don't recognize it. What is that? This physical form, we can divide it into atoms. Atoms, just assume, atoms can survive according to the physics, how long? 17 nanosecond. 17 nanosecond. According to the Abhidhamma, the mind can survive 1 nanosecond. This is the time length that we can live. Atoms can survive only 17 nanosecond. The mind can survive only 1 nanosecond. This is the life that we are experiencing, but no one can recognize this death. But we know, we have experienced, someone had died, someone departed from us, we have that experience. Each and every moment we are also experiencing ourselves, but our capacity is not enough to recognize that death. But one day we know we have to leave from this body. That is the truth. So, Prince Siddhartha, no need extra explanation for this. Outside explanation for this. He himself had been experiencing all these things because his father was there. At the age 7 days, after his birth, in 7 days, his mother died. Don't they talk about his mother? Definitely they had to talk. So then death, the concept death, he might know because of his mother. And also his father, he was there in lay life 29 years. 29 years means, think about his father. His father was 20 when he was coming to this world. Then plus 20, 29 means already 49. Now you know 49%, how many changes should be there in his body. Having gray hair, perhaps losing hair, and skin color had been changing. And how many times he got some kind of sicknesses. Already Prince Siddhartha had opportunity to see all these significant things in his living in family, through his family members. He don't want to go to outside to see these kind of things. But anyway, seeing all these things, it came to his mind, oh, now it is time to renounce the lay life, to become an ascetic. For what? To find the truth. What is the truth that he wanted to? The truth, not something for liberation. We all are suffering in this life. He wanted to find out the solution for this suffering. Then I know you might confuse, what is we are not suffering? You might have that thoughts for now. When you are in certain ways, then you know you are suffering. Until that you don't feel you are suffering. Because we think the suffering is something happening only with physical body. No. The Buddha's explanation, suffering is something happening in your mind. What is that suffering? Main reason, unsatisfaction. Main reason is unsatisfaction. Death is suffering, birth is suffering, getting sickness. To tell all these things, we don't need to have a Buddha. Everybody can understand it. But the Buddha's explanation in here, suffering, the second truth is completely different. It is the nature of the world. We are living with that nature. So we have to realize that nature. To realize that nature, we have to use it. We have to apply the method, and that method you have to use again and again, continuously. There is no shortcut for realization. No shortcut for realization. It is difficult. It is not easy path. It is not easy. How long we can keep our mind with our concentration? You can measure how is your development. How is your development? Through your concentration, you can see it. So we are practicing for what? Practicing and practicing. We should continue it for the realization. That is our goal. Why we want to realize the truth? Because untruth is not beneficial for us. Living in life without touching the truth, always we make trouble ourselves. We are living with so many concepts. These concepts are driving us to wrong direction. We are wasting our time, our energy, and all those things. Therefore, that's why we want to develop our experience to realize the truth. So, realizing truth is the most important thing for us. I would like to share something with the Metta Sutta, the discourse given by, Bhante Ji was speaking about this in the morning. In this sutta was mentioning about 11 benefits that you can gain through your practice, developing your metta. But very important, there was another thing. To get these 11 advantages, monks are to be expected from the release of heart by familiarizing oneself with thoughts of loving friendliness, by cultivation of loving friendliness, by constantly increasing these thoughts, by regarding loving friendliness as a vehicle of expression on and also as something to be treasured, by living in conformity with these thoughts, by putting these ideas into practice and establishing them. These words are very important. Prince Abhaya was questioning from the Buddha. Buddha was able to give answer on the spot because he was experiencing itself. He is expert. He became an expert to that. The same way, if you want to be an expert in loving friendliness, compassion, sympathetic joy, equanimity, all these human qualities, with all these human qualities, you have to apply it and continue it and become a specialized person about this. Without experiencing, just having knowledge is not enough. What is the knowledge? It is just information. Information are useless. But experience is the most important thing. Your experience is the most important thing, not the information. We can find information everywhere. I remember last year in one of university, graduated student was giving a talk, graduation ceremony. She was thanking to Google. That's right. She did not mention about the professors. Professors do nothing now because all the information are there in the Google. You can search everything, even for meditation. You don't want to come to Bhavana society to meditate. You can find all the information in Google. But we don't know whether these are real or not. That is something else. That is something else. But information are there, but experience are not there. We have to experience. We have to apply it. Applying, developing your energy, then you can experience it and then you can be an expert. So, loving friendliness, compassion, sympathetic joy, equanimity are the qualities that we should develop to uplift our humanity. As I mentioned at my opening talk, we have a goal for our life to be happy. That is our goal. We are maintaining that goal forever. We do everything to be happy. But the Buddha said real happiness is not there. Real happiness is uplifting your quality. Qualities are very important. So, how we can uplift quality? First, we have to understand the barriers. What are the things, which are the ways bothering us for our qualities? We were talking about those kind of things even in the morning. Greed, hatred, and delusion or ignorance. These are the main three roots. So we have to work against these three roots to uplift our human quality, humanity. Humanity you can see through loving friendliness, compassion, sympathetic joy, and equanimity. If you are talking about human rights or any other rights, without these four qualities, there is nothing to talk about any rights. So all the rights are there with these four qualities. So we have to apply this method and we have to continue becoming an expert, experiencing yourself. Then we can be happy. We can establish our happiness. We can establish our happiness. So this is the connection with the Metta-Anisansa Sutta and Prince Abhaya's story. That discourse you can read in Majjhima Nikaya, middle length discourse, Sutta number 38. Don't try to read it, I just tell. Because when you start to learn Buddhism, then I can't do nothing. But without comprehending yourself, you can't do nothing also. Keep in that mind. But anyway, Majjhima Nikaya Sutta number 38. A better translation you can see through Bhikkhu Bodhi. Venerable Bhikkhu Bodhi, his translations are very good because he knows Pali. Other most English translators does not have much Pali knowledge, therefore their translations might be little different with Bhikkhu Bodhi's translations. But anyway, try to read very simple sutta, but very meaningful for your life. So anyway, I think time is past. That's enough for today. Then we can start the Q&A session at 5. Okay. Thank you. First question, do you know which sutta Buddha said, don't trust my words, you should examine for yourself if it is true? Yes. Kalama Sutta. Kalama Sutta, there are few factors that Buddha explained, you're not supposed to believe it. Even Buddha said, even though telling by me, you don't want to depend on my word, you have to investigate, you have to realize yourself. And there is another sutta, Vimansaka Sutta. In Vimantaka Sutta also have given same advice from the Buddha. The teachings of the Buddha is not something that you should believe. Believe is the path to become a blind, developing your faith. That is not for the Buddhism. The Buddha's teachings we have to use to open our mind to see things as they are. So, to realization is the most important thing in Buddha's teaching. To realize, you have to open your mind. Without opening your mind, how you can realize yourself? Therefore, you're not supposed to believe things. In Kalama Sutta and Vimansaka Sutta, not only, some other suttas also had mentioned, don't depend on my words. You have to realize yourself. Even in the qualities of the Dhamma, teachings of the Buddha, Pachattang Veditabbo, you have to realize yourself. Being a wise person, you have to realize it. That is one of quality that Dhamma has. Dhamma means in here, the teachings of the Buddha. So, developing faith does not help us to open our mind to see things as they are. So, opening yourself, you can see things as they are. This is the realization. So, Kalama Sutta, Vimansaka Sutta mainly mentioned it. I know that anger, greed, sloth and torpor, etc. are hindrances, but what are the hindrances? Are they a part of the aggregates? Are they totally separate from us or a part of us? Are they a type of semi-living beings in their own? Okay. In here, hindrances are the things that arise in your mind which is blocking your clean mind. Always hindrances both for the realization. It is a barrier for realization. Hindrances. Hindrances are coming through your roots of defilements, which we call anger, hatred, and ignorance. These are the main defilements. According to Abhidhamma explanation, because of these three roots, there are 1500 defilements arising in your mind. Don't try to count it. 1500 defilements are arising in your mind. For example, desire or greediness is arising in your mind 108 ways. 108 ways. For example, I like my country. If someone doing something against my country, I'm ready to even kill that person. You might think, he is a wonderful citizen in the country. No, he is living with anger. Desire arises in different ways. He is my child, don't touch him. What is there? Greed and hatred both are there. I am Buddhist, becoming Buddhist, I am proud. What is in there? Ignorance is there. That is also un-Buddhistic. Sometimes I can see some people have stickers in their vehicles. I am Buddhist. I am proud of that. I don't see in here much, but in traditional Buddhist countries, they have. Not only that, in Sri Lanka, I had noticing, even in public transportation, they have using huge letters. Oh, this country belongs to the Buddha. This is the kingdom of Buddha. It is also un-Buddhistic. Desire, greed, anger arise in different ways in our mind. If you are not mindful, you don't recognize that. That's the problem. That's the problem. So, being proud because of your Buddhist, it is also un-Buddhistic. Now you can see how subtle these unwholesome roots are. So these roots subtle as well as driving into wrong direction without knowing. Later on we can understand, oh, what is happening to me? That much difficulties are there. But anyway, hindrance are the things that which driving us in wrong direction, not for realization. And aggregates are different. Aggregates and hindrance are there is a connection, but they're two different things. 5 aggregates, you know that sense faculties we have. Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankara, Vijnana. Rupa means physical body, one of aggregates. And sensation, accumulation, and perceptions. All these are the aggregates. There are another 5 things, we call it 5 base. Asakana, it means ear, nose, tongue, body, eyes, all these are 5 bases. So, but when these things become active, if they don't develop their mind, hindrances are influenced all the time. Or our aggregates also using our bases, 5 bases, if we are taking objectives, all objectives are mixing with hindrances. Because if you are not mindful, through your mindfulness, yes, you can recognize, oh, anger is arising in my mind because of this picture, which I take in through my eyes. Anger is arising because of this sound, which I take in through my ears. You can recognize it. Recognizing, you can control. So, hindrances are different, aggregates are different, and 5 bases or 5 faculties are different. But anyway, very important thing is, whatever the objectives we are taking through the bases, it might be mixed with hindrances. Then it is not driving us to right direction, it will drive us into wrong directions. Not for wholesomeness, it might drive us in unwholesome ways, unwholesomeness. How I can authentically forgive without letting grief or anger overwhelm? Forgiveness is one of quality that we can gain through our practice. Think about yourself. How many things how many bad things you are holding as your experience? Sometimes perhaps someone told you bad things few years ago, maybe 10 years, 5 years ago. Still you have that thoughts in your mind. Oh, that person told me such a bad things. Still you are holding that things in your mind. As what? As memory. You can't hear that sound again. You can't meet that moment again. You can't see that person again. Same as at that day, at that moment. Everything had been changing, but that thoughts stick in your mind. It creates so many unwholesome, painful thoughts. Why you are holding these kind of unwholesome, unhappy situation in your mind? Is there any benefits that you can gain holding these kind of unwholesome things, unhappy things? No. So, forgiveness is not something that you give into others. Forgiveness is the quality that you are developing as part of your loving kindness, compassion, and sympathetic joy. It is a result. You don't want to forgive, particularly if you are not holding that things in your mind. Problem is there, you are holding it, grabbing it. I don't want to forget that. You have that thoughts, but you are holding, mixing with your anger, mixing with your desire, mixing with your ignorance. So, if you can treat for these three things, your anger, ignorance, and desire, then forgiveness automatically come to your mind with compassionate thoughts and loving friendliness thoughts and sympathetic joy and equanimity. All these are naturally come to your mind with your development. We are not able to forgive because we are living with anger, we are living with greed, we are living with ignorance. That's why we are not able to forgive. So forgiveness is a result of your development. You don't know to do it by force or to show others. Around the world we can see people forgive each other just to show up. It's not real forgive. There is no. As we know, the word sorry, pardon me, all the time we can hear. All the time we can hear. But it is a word. It's not coming bottom of their heart. It should come with their mindfulness. This is the real meaning of bottom of your heart mean. It should come with their mindfulness. Then there is nothing to remain in your mind as greed, hatred, or anger. That is the real forgiveness. You can analyze yourself through your experiences. As I mentioned, can you meet that person again? Can you get that situation again? Can you hear that word same as that moment? No. Then why you are holding your anger? The words already finished. You can't get back it anyway. It had been gone. No one can get back past. So why you are holding that anger? That is your weakness. That is your weakness. Therefore, the Buddha said in Dhammapada, if you've done some unwholesome things, the results you experience with the tearful face, don't think about that. Don't memorize it. If you've done something, the results you are experiencing with joyful situation, maintain it and memorize it again and again. The Buddha gave us this advice in Dhammapada. Natang kammang katan sadhu yang kattva nanuttappati in Pali. Why is that? Because you can't get back that past again. It is unwholesome, ugly, painful. Why you want to get back that past again. You just try and keep in memories in your mind which you're not supposed to do. So what we have to do, we have to memorize good things, wholesome things again and again, because this is the most supportive things for our inside development. And I would like to connect with the karma explanation, because I remember someone was asking me about karma and how we can defeat unwholesome karma, developing wholesome karma. This is example for that. When you grew up a tree, huge tree, growing well, it's grew up well, it takes sun well, it has shade under the tree, beautiful place. Under that tree is not allowing to get any other plants under the tree. That is the power that tree has now. In same way, when you are developing your wholesomeness, there is no chance to get your unwholesome thoughts or unwholesome deed that you already accumulate. Not all unwholesome deeds. Some powerful unwholesome deeds might remain with us, because according to the karma explanation, they categorize. These categories you can see in the sutta. These categories you can see in commentary books, which we call path of purification. Garuka kamma, asanna kamma, achinna kamma, katatta kamma. Karma, whether it is wholesome or unwholesome, we can categorize into 4 groups. One is Garuka karma, it means the very powerful mortal karma. Powerful karma. Their results impossible to change. Mortal karma's results impossible to avoid, skip. Definitely one day it will affect. There is no any excuses with that mortal karma. For example, there are 5 mortal unwholesome karma. Killing your mother or father, try to kill the Buddha, killing Arahant being, and miscommunicating among the monks. And these are the main mortal karma that we have. Mortal wholesome karma is attaining jhana. First jhana, second jhana, third jhana. All these are the mortal wholesome karma. If someone experience any of these wholesome or unwholesome karma, definitely they're going to get results. No one can escape that. No one can avoid that. That results. That is the explanation given by the Buddha, Garuka karma. Asanna karma, Garuka karma, Asanna karma means someone does not have much opportunities to do some wholesome or unwholesome activities when they were living. But at the last moment that they had a good opportunity to do some powerful things, powerful wholesome or unwholesome karma. For example, King Asoka. In Asoka's life story is mentioned, Asoka was one of empire who lived in India. He had done so many things to the Buddha Sasana, to establish the Buddha Sasana in India and around other countries. So somehow he was not able to attain enlightenment. He was in dining bed. There was a servant who was helping him. He got anger at the last moment to her. He was dying with that angry thought. As a result of that angry thought, in commentaries it says he born in an animal realm as a python. So this happened. When he was living, he had done so many such a great, wholesome deeds. But at the last moment, he had a strong feeling of anger. So that anger became powerful than any other wholesome deeds that he accumulated. That much powerful. Therefore, even the last karma is very important. That's why traditionally in Buddhist tradition, in Buddhist culture, when they get in old, particularly if they are dying in bed, they invited monks to go there to do chanting or give a sermon. Or traditionally we have a book which we call meritorious deed book, Pimpota. In their whole life, what they done as merits, they have written in there. At the last moment in their dying in bed, someone ready to uh, tell about the meritorious deed that he had been participating. We have that tradition because to give supports to think about some wholesome activities done by them when they were living. That's why we have that tradition. But anyway, Asanna Kamma, the second one. Achinna Kamma means that you used to do it in your whole life. They are also very powerful. And Katatta means very small, tiny, miny, wholesome and unwholesome deeds that you done. Those things are not much powerful, but if there is nothing, any of other karmas, then Katatta karma will come and then it will affect. So this is the way how the karma is working to our life. So therefore, as a person who can see these things, who can understand these things, we have to develop our energy. We have to develop our effort not to continue unwholesome karma anymore. Understanding it and not to continue, we have to develop our effort and energy to stop that. And we have to develop our energy and effort to do good, which you are not start yet. To do good, which you not start yet. Maintain good that you already started. This is the way how you have to drive, you have to maintain your energy and effort. So you can defeat most of the weak karmas, unwholesome karmas through your wholesome karma. So that's why, particularly with the Buddhist tradition, they are trying to do wholesome activities in their whole life. You might not heard about the Buddhist culture, Buddhist tradition. In their daily routines, they have some kind of regarding meritorious deeds routines. When they go to office, having their lunch packet, taking their lunch packet to office, they like to share that lunch packet with others traditionally. For what? Even in their lunchtime, if they can practice generosity, they think it is wonderful opportunity for them. They have that kind of habits. I know personally some people, when they go to office with their lunch packet, they like to take extra one all the time to give someone. If there is someone who did not bring their lunch packet, to give them, because the thoughts is to practice generousness there. They have that thought. And every Buddhist family, they have one day in a month to give a dana. Give a dana means give lunch or breakfast to their temple. Temple means where they are living in that area. They have that tradition. Not only that, even traditionally in Buddhist countries, when someone come into their house as a visitor, whenever the time they are coming, it does not matter. They are ready to offer cup of tea with something to eat. That is tradition that they have. Actually, not only Buddhist tradition, in Asian tradition, you can see these kind of things. If they are coming, they are breakfast time or lunch time or dinner time, they are ready to share whatever they have there in the table. This is the way how they try to develop their wholesomeness. Each and every moment, they try to develop their wholesomeness, applying generosity, practicing generosity. So the the reason is they wanted to accumulate more and more wholesome thoughts. That's why they have that kind of tradition. In here also, I always asking my friends who are in the kitchen, if someone come in during our lunch period, you must share whatever remain there. You don't want to think about others. You must share with the visitors. That is one of policy that we have in here. You don't want to inform us prior to come here, oh, we are coming, sit with your lunch. No, I always talking to my friends, my colleagues in here. Better to prepare any time, whoever is coming, use that as an opportunity to practice generosity. Not only that, even in our Sangha hall, teas, coffees, and everything are open. Anyone, even the stranger come in here, they can have that. Because it is an opportunity for us to practice generosity. It is an opportunity to practice generosity. We have that kind of tradition. It is now become a part of our life, which is very easy to practice generosity. We don't want to get the extra effort to do that. Automatically it's happening because we know the benefits. We know the benefits. Even this place, all the programs in here during the COVID time we closed, but we run the programs through Zoom. Bhante Ji is 95 years old. Still he is continuing Dhamma talks. Now he can get retired, he can sleep all the time, but he don't want to do that. He want to share his knowledge with others. That is the generousness that he may develop. So this is the way how we have to develop our wholesomeness. Then it is becoming a part of our life, which is very easy. Then we can, without knowing, we can accumulate a lot of wholesome thoughts. So there is no opportunity to give the results for unwholesome deeds. Why? We are full of wholesome deeds. These are the strategies that we use for our life. Therefore, open your heart. You means welcome all the strangers. Strangers are not dangers if you are not danger. There might be some nasty people. No one can avoid that, but we have to be careful. But we have to open our mind to at least to smile to them. Practicing generosity means not just giving from your pocket, giving money from your pocket. There are 3 ways that you can practice generosity, which we call giving basic needs, amisadana. Giving basic needs, if someone needs water or food, you can practice giving and helping them. Not just even human being. Every day we can practice this. How? Think about even your body. You might think this body is mine. The reality is not. This body is not mine. This body is a result of aggregates. I have obligation to treat this body, giving good food, giving good rest. When you are giving good food to this body, it is the way that you can practice generosity. You are eating good food, healthy food. If you are not using any alcohol or drugs, you are helping to maintain your body healthily. You are helping. It is your generousness. So, is it difficult for you to practice this kind of generousness? Not only that, even when you are doing dishes after your meal, you can practice generosity. Oh, there are some remain foods with these dishes. Some living beings, may they rejoice these as their food. May they be well, happy and peaceful. When you have that thoughts in your mind, you are practicing generosity. You are practicing generosity. Each and every moment when you do dishes, you can practice generosity. Eating yourself good food, healthy food, and abstaining from substance abuse. You can give opportunities to your body to live, to maintain happily, peacefully. It is also generousness that you can practice generosity. And second one, Dhammadana, Amisadana, Dhammadana. Dhammadana means sharing knowledge with others, sharing your experience with others, benefits for them with compassionate thoughts. Everywhere we can do. As a mother and father, you can share your experience and knowledge with your children with compassionate mind. It is also practicing generosity. Think about someone who lost the road asking directions to go somewhere. If you know the directions, with compassionate mind, tell him right directions, go to the place that the person wanted to go. It is also practicing generosity. Because wholesome thoughts are there, generousness is there, compassion is there. It is Dhammadana. Particularly if you have opportunity to share these kind of universal law, that would be the greatest Dhammadana. Greatest Dhammadana, universal law, the nature. And Abhaya, the third one, giving life. Giving life. Avoiding difficulties, particularly if you can help someone to reduce their fear. We all are like to live. We wanted to live. No one ready to die in this world. Therefore, we have to help each other to accomplish their thoughts to live happily and peacefully. How? Giving a smile, gentle smile, you can reduce that person's fear and anger from his mind. How? Experience yourself. If someone going here and there without talking to you, without smiling, you're in trouble. You have doubt. Who is that guy? What is he doing here? But if you can smile gently, you're practicing generosity, because you reduce in fear of that person's mind doubt, fear and doubt. Now that both of them can understand, oh, we are human beings. No doubt there. No fear there. If there is no doubt, there is no fear. You can reduce. That person can live happily. You are helping through that gentle smile. Then I think tomorrow everybody will start to smile. Eh? No, this is very simple way. This is the way how Buddhism applied to your day-to-day life. In big companies, the boss is not able to smile to others. That's why he appointed reception. Receptions is the person who is always smiling, saying hello, how are you, how I can help you. No? he appointed, the boss appointed that person to do this kind of greed on behalf of the boss. It is also good professions to gain wholesomeness ourselves. No? It is the way how we can develop our generousness and helping other living beings to live long as much as they can. It is also practicing generosity, helping them to reduce their fear and doubt. This is one way to practice generosity. Other things that we have to observe precepts. Second thing, practicing generosity, and other thing is observing precepts. Each and every society, they do have norms, values, taboos, law and order, all these things. These are the precepts. If you are respecting all these things, you are living according to these rules and regulations, norms, values and taboos, you are becoming a citizen of that society, legal citizen, healthy person. According to the Buddhist tradition, there are 5 precepts. Basically, you are living according to these 5 precepts, you can live everywhere in this world. You don't want to worry about their constitution, their law and order, their norms, values, taboos, because you can respect through all these 5 precepts, you can respect for all others, constitutions, law and orders, taboos, values and everything. Not to kill, not to steal, not to adultery, not to lie, not to use drugs and alcohol. These 5 things. Universal. Actually, these are not Buddha's teaching. Buddha appreciated and accepted it. This was there in Indian time those days. When Buddha appeared in this world, these things was there as 5 precepts. Buddha accepted it and then appreciate. Buddha advised to his followers also to continue it. Is there any harmful things beside these 5 things? No. If someone can take care of these 5 precepts, that person can live in this world anywhere. All the rules, law and orders, constitutions are under these 5 precepts. It is not my words. The United Nations Secretary who lived, I think, few years ago, he was the United Nations Secretary, he declared it. So, discipline. The results is discipline, observing precepts, which is very important for our life. And the third one, meditation, mind cultivation. This is the real meaning, real English translation for meditation. Bhavana is the Pali word. In Bhavana, it means Bhaveti etayati Bhavana. This is the commentary explanation for Bhavana, the word Bhavana. Bhaveti etayati. It means, seeing your unwholesomeness, you are trying to control that unwholesomeness. That is the meaning of Bhavana. It is mind cultivation. We are here to learn it. You all are here to learn it. Seeing your unwholesome roots, unwholesomeness, you are putting effort to get rid of that unwholesomeness from your mind. That is Bhavana. So, for that, you need to develop your mindfulness, concentration, and wisdom. These 3 things are going together. Mindfulness, concentration, and wisdom. So, practicing meditation means you have to develop these 3 things. So, now you can see through these activities, 3 activities are there: practicing generosity, observing precepts, and meditation. Using these activities in your day-to-day life, you can develop your wholesomeness. Developing your wholesomeness, You can control your unwholesome deeds if you had done in your previous life or in this life previously, before known to this. You can control the effect if those things are not regarding mortal karma, which I mentioned before. Mortal, particularly unwholesome karma. So this is the way how we can control unwholesome karma, developing wholesome karma. Developing wholesome karma. So use each and every opportunity to develop our wholesomeness all the time, because being born this world as human being, we have responsibility, we have obligation to uplift our wholesomeness. Only the human beings can do. None of other living beings are not able to their wholesomeness. Only the human beings. We are special with that because our mind our mind is the most important organ that we have. Other living beings does not have. Okay, the next question. When I cultivate metta for others, I find peace, but when I try to cultivate metta for myself, I become overwhelmed with emotion and begin to cry. How do I overcome this? Interesting. Metta can develop others no matter. It's very peaceful, happy situation is there. But when you develop metta to yourself, then there is a problem. This is this question. First, when you are practicing metta, try to experience what is metta is. What is metta is? Peace should be with metta thoughts. If you don't have peace, it means you are not in metta. If you are not happy, it means you are not with metta. Metta is kind of softness that you have, that you develop in your mind. It is kind of softness that you are developing in your mind. It is the nature of metta. So that flexibility helping us to increase our inner peace. So first thing, you should understand what is metta is. What is the metta meant to you? Very important. Metta is not something emotional. Metta is not something to cry, because joy is there, happiness is there. Not in superstitious. It is kind of experience that you gain through your practice. Metta is your practice. So if something happening like crying, that situation with you, try to understand what is metta is. And also try to understand who I am. This is very important. Who I am mean, if you have this question, don't get my name is such and such, I am son or daughter of such and such a person. No, that is not who I am. Who I am, the answer would be, I am a human being. What does it mean, human being, because of my appearance? No. Human beings are not just because of your appearance. In Pali it says, Manang ussatiti manussa. Pali, human beings, the word Pali for human beings, manussa. It's explained in commentaries, Manang ussatiti manussa. Who can think deeply and widely? He is human. He is manussa. Then understand, yes, I am a human being. Then How you can recognize whether you are a human being or not? Through your thinking ability, whether you can think deeply and widely, whether you can understand deeply and widely, then you can recognize whether you are human or not. So, as human beings, we have to come to this level. We can break all the boundaries in this world if we are able to come to this level. I am just a human being, same as others. How I know? I can think deeply, widely. I am not blind. I have open mind. I can hear things very clearly as they are. Not the realization situation, but in this moment, living with this conventional truth. Not yet you are attained absolute truth, but you are living with conventional truth. At that moment, you have to have that senses of human senses. So this is the way that you can avoid that emotional situation. My peace is very important to establish peace in the society. If you are not peaceful, how you can spread that peace in the society? Just the way. My anger is the main reason set up fire in the society. So if you are not living with anger, means you are spreading peace in the society. All the fights and arguments start because of anger and ignorance and desire. Trying to control these defilements means you are trying to spread peace, the message of peace, mercy to the world, to the society and world. How? Through your metta practice. Through your metta practice. This is the meaning of metta practice. Therefore, you enjoy yourself living with peace and happiness. Enjoying that peace, wish for others, same as me, they may be able to be happy. Wish for them. Just wishing, you are not able to do that. Wishing and wishing, developing your wholesomeness yourself, you can act. Without developing yourself, there is no way to act. So, this is the way how you have to practice metta. Then you will be able to get the solution for your matter. Bhante Ji said that metta can keep us safe from greed, hatred, and delusion. Can you clarify what delusion? Okay. Delusion is ignorance, not knowing. You are not touching the reality. That is delusion. If something covered by a cloth, then you have delusion. You don't know what is in there, what is inside there. You have so many assumptions. This might be that, this might be such a things in this way. This is the delusion. You don't have clear picture. You don't have a real idea about that. That is delusion. That delusion comes through your ignorance, not knowing reality. We all lie in that delusion. We don't know reality. We think we know the reality. I would like to share one thing. In the morning I was sharing with someone that story. I have two things in my hand. Just assume. I don't have anything. I have in here diamond. I have in here piece of iron. I am offering to you, please come and take what you like. What do you like to get? Diamond. Is there anyone who wanted to get my piece of iron for holding? Except iron worker. No one wants to have that. Why? Why do you want to get that piece of diamond from my hand quickly? Why is that? Instead of taking this iron, piece of iron, you don't want to get piece of iron. You all are like to get diamond. Why? Huh? It's more precious, more valuable. Everybody like to keep, and you can increase your value having gold or diamond. These are the reason, no? But I'm going to give these both of diamond and piece of iron to a lab which they do research physics, physicians. Giving them, I'm asking to do a research about these things, divide into atoms. When they divide it into atoms, these diamond and iron, then we can make an investigation. Is there any difference with these atoms? What do you think? Is there any difference? Huh? When it became atoms, is their value is remain? Or this is diamond atoms, this is iron atoms? No, there is no any value there. When it became a part of small parts, elements, there is no difference. Then who gave us this value for the diamond? Who create this value for diamond? As you know, traditionally, who are special geography specialists, they are ready to explain, oh, this is something you can't find everywhere. You can get this only in particular places. It is a rare thing. Then economics ready to explain, oh, it's rare things means demanding. When you go to market, it has demand. So you have to price up. They made a price and it's up. This is the way how we make prices for this. Iron is everywhere, is available. There is no much demand. So we don't want to put that much price for this available things. Who create these prices? Created by economics. Who were supporting to create this geography specialists were the people who supported. Then taking all these informations to our mind, developing our ignorance, we don't know the reality, we don't know any experience about elements, we don't have, we just see the last picture as diamond, as iron, then we have all these concepts in our mind, then we ready to develop our desire. Desire come through your ignorance. This is the delusion. So now you can see we are not knowing the reality. This is the way. We all are in the same boat. We have given values, unnecessary values for unnecessary things. That is the nature of delusion. It's come because of our ignorance. This is an example. This is an example to understand the not knowing situation. This is the nature of ignorance. So we are doing such a bad things in this human world because of our ignorance. All wars, fighting each other, conflicts, arguments are starting because of desire and ignorance. Because of desire and ignorance. Therefore, if someone wanted to find a solution for the war, fights, conflicts, arguments, develop wisdom. Through the wisdom is the only way that you can find a solution, real solution, established solution. Okay. Time is look like flying. Okay. What does 77 mean? 70. So, respect to those who deceive it, how do we know who deceive it unless we judge? This question is not clear to me, so you can meet me and clarify it, then we can find the answer. With us almost unpleasant when it is used by the bone, what does this mean? With us. This is also not clear to me. Please come to me and during meditation, I sometimes experience a state of bliss. Then I find myself hushing that place. Thereafter, what is that state? What does it mean? I am meditating wrong. Am I meditating wrong? During meditation, sometimes I experience a state of bliss. As a beginner, when you start to practice meditation, your five bases are clean in itself. It's like this. When you sit somewhere in calm place, focusing on your breath, then all other distractions are disappearing. So, you can hear things very clearly now because distractions are no more there, some distractions. Your mind is becoming clean and clean. So, you can hear things very clearly than before. You can see things very clearly than before. You can taste, you can feel. All these senses are starting to work very clearly because you have clear mind. That's why at the beginning, in my first talk, I was explaining, even though we think we can see because of our eyes, but according to the Buddhist explanation, no, you can see picture because of your mind. If you don't have your mind, you can't see pictures. If you don't have your mind, you can't hear sounds. If you don't have your mind, you can't get feelings. All these things are happening with the mind. In Anguttara Nikaya, there's a sutta that Buddha explained using a simile. Think about a pond. If pond have enough sunlight, but it's make waves, you can't see the depth. You can't see the depth because it's not clear because of that waves. If it is mixed with mud, you can't see the depth. If it is boiling, you can't see. If it covered by some kind of weeds, you can't see the depth. So even though you have sunlight, enough sunlight, daytime, you can't see the pond's depth because there are some distractions. So when these distractions away from sunlight is there, then you can see clearly. You can see it very clearly. Same way, all these sound, taste, feeling, sensation, accumulation, all these things you can see very clearly with clear, pure mind. So when you start to practice meditation, when it start to getting calm, so you are going to experience many things. Not only that, even your body chemistry going to be changed. changing your body chemistry, there are some different experiences that you're going to experience there. It's happening. It's happening. You can experience yourself when you are living with anger. How would be your mind? Even you are drinking a cup of tea, you can't get the real taste with that angry mind. But when you are living happily and peacefully, no anger, no any unwholesome thoughts, when you are drinking even not tasty tea, but that tea has a taste. You can enjoy it. You can experience this. These experiences are very helpful to see the results of your meditation, the practice. So therefore, dear friends, when you start to practice meditation, when you are starting to develop your meditation step by step, getting into some different status, there are different kind of experiences. Very important thing is, without staying that experiences, you have to focus on your objectives, meditation objectives. You don't want to turn it into other experience that you experience already with as a result of this meditation. You have to continue with your objectives. That is the important thing, without losing your meditation object. This is the most important thing. Don't forget your goal. Keep that goal forever in your practice. So we don't have enough time. Time is over. But my box is not finished. See, yesterday I was trying to finish it, was not able to finish. Time is passing me, and how I can answer this question. So you have to be here even tomorrow also for the question and answers. If you are ready, then I'm also ready. Okay, but anyway, I know there are very really someone needed to get the answer for these questions you put in here. If you really need it, try to get the chance tomorrow anytime, not question and answer time, even having a private interview, then we will try to help you. One day I will answer all these questions again. I don't know when. Thank you very much. Taking a break, you can go back to meditation.